Cincinnati. It's 10 o'clock, and welcome to Lincoln Ware Live. All of a sudden, I'm not hearing myself, but I think I'm on anyway. Okay, welcome to Lincoln Ware Live. We're here every Sunday morning from 10 until 11, and as usual, we've got a great show lined up for you today. The first half of the show, we're going to talk about African Americans and multiple sclerosis. Going to talk about that. So many African Americans are coming down with multiple sclerosis, and maybe we can find out what are the symptoms and maybe why this is happening. And on the second half of the show, we're going to talk a little politics with political analyst Gene Galvin. We're going to talk about Barack Obama and that freight train that he's on, that Bill and Hillary can't seem to stop. And we're going to talk about John McCain. Is he going to be the Republican nominee? I don't know. Maybe Huckabee still has some steam left, so we'll find out from Gene Galvin coming up on the second half of the show. Right now, I want to introduce you to Robin Washington and Emily Eskridge, and welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, this month, I guess African Americans and MS, the National Multiple Sclerosis Society will host an event for African Americans and MS, and tell us a little bit about that event. I tell you what, let me take a break first, and then when we come back, you can tell us about that event and the dates and times and a little bit about multiple sclerosis and how it affects the African American community. How about that?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and hear more from you on Lincoln Ware Live. Remember the phone number, 381-3838 or 651-3838. Either number will get you in to talk to me. We'll be back in a moment. And we are back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program. And as I promised you, we've got Robin Washington, Emily Eskridge, and African Americans and MS, the big program coming up. When is that program going to take place?
It's coming up February 16th, and so that's next Saturday, and it'll be from 10 until 1:30 at College Hill Recreation Center.
Now, what's going to take place?
We've got a great day planned. Actually, we have Dr. Robert Reed from River Hills Neurology. He is going to come and tell us a little bit from a neurologist's point of view what MS is, how it affects African Americans, what you can do to take control of your health care, and what sort of, how to talk with your doctor, what's important, how to just really engage yourself in taking care of yourself. So he will be doing that in the morning until about 11:30. We're going to take a break for lunch, have some box lunches, and then we're going to have a community panel, which mostly consists of our committee members, such as Robin, and they're going to talk to us about living with MS, how it affects them on a daily basis, how it affects their family members, how to tell your family members, how to tell your friends, how to engage your friends, and finding that support system. Now, does multiple sclerosis affect African Americans in a higher percentage as any of the other population?
Well, what I found out with just reading and doing some of my own personal research, multiple sclerosis was not really looked at in the African American community. A lot of African Americans, they would have the symptoms, but they would ignore what was going on with them. And not to get off the subject, but with the healthcare crisis in the state that it's in right now,
there's a wide gap in the healthcare. So,
exactly. So they weren't able to go to a doctor and get the test that they needed.
So normally, if America has a cold, the black community has pneumonia.
Exactly.
That's how it usually works. So it probably does affect the African American community. I mean, I'm sure everybody's watching this show knows somebody in their family or knows somebody that suffers from multiple sclerosis. And what are the symptoms, the early symptoms, so that if anybody might get some symptoms, maybe they can get it checked out?
Okay, well, just speaking from a layman's point of view on what happened with me, it was in I believe it was 95, whenever the Oklahoma bombing happened.
Yes.
I was nursing my baby, and my left side just went numb. And I thought it was just from the shock of bombing. And it lasted for maybe 2 days, and it went away, and I just forgot about it. And then it came back, and I just went to my family doctor, and he said, I need for you to have a MRI, and I had to go get that, and that's when I found out that I had MS.
Wow.
So just telling him some things that I was going through, and he just...
Now, what are there any preventions or anything like that? What can you do to I mean, how does it happen? How do you get it? I mean, is it hereditary or what?
We don't know. We don't know how you get MS, and no, MS is not hereditary. I mean, you may have somebody in your family who has it, but it's not directly inherited. Like that was the first question that I asked my doctor. Is this going to affect my children? And he said no. Okay. So it's nothing that.
And so now, what are your symptoms now? Does it get worse over time? Do they have medications to treat it? Or I hear maybe sometimes it might affect your legs, then the next time it may affect your sight or something like that. It just switches over in different parts of the body. Does that happen with
That
you?
doesn't happen with me. My left leg is primarily affected by my multiple sclerosis, and I have to use a cane when I walk. I can no longer wear my stilettos, but you know, that's a whole different thing. But I use a cane, and there are times when I may have some other symptoms after taking my medication. I'm on Avonax. It's a once-a-week injection, a shot.
And what does it? Does that relieve your numbness?
No.
It does nothing.
No. The Avonax is just medicine that will suspend my MS, that will keep my MS from spreading to other parts of my brain and targeting other nerve cells.
Wow.
So there's no cure for MS. You just have to take it and deal with it right now.
And so the doctor you're going to have at the recreation center, he'll go over all this with the people that'll be there. I'm sure a lot of people with MS will be there. And will he discuss probably discuss if there's any cures down the line and things like that?
I'm sure. We've asked him to talk about the basics. What is MS? Some of the same questions you've asked. He's going to be going over that information because we find that a lot of people don't know enough about it. So if they're experiencing some of the things that Robin experienced in the beginning, maybe they wouldn't know that that could be MS. And maybe their general practitioner wouldn't be as quick to refer to get an MRI or to a neurologist as hers did. That was very fortunate. So he's going to be talking about some of those issues and what sort of questions to ask your doctor. So I do believe he'll touch on some of that.
And so, yeah, especially in the black community, a lot of times we ignore symptoms. And if you had not gone to the doctor, there's no telling how much more you would have been affected by MS.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the telephones. 513-381-3838, that's the number. Or you can call 651-3838. Let's start off with my good friend, Miss Mary. How you doing?
Hi.
What's going on?
First I want to say good morning to you and the guests.
Another Mary.
And I am very curious about MS, and I have osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. The pain that I be having, oh my goodness, I can't really describe it. It's just unbearable sometimes. It makes me wonder if something else is going on with my body, and like the multiple, I can't say it for nothing. MS, I know it affects the nerves, the muscles, and all of that. And it's
so you think you might have it?
Yeah, I mean, because I had a cousin who passed away a long time ago with this. And
well, have you gone to the doctor? Have you had an MRI or anything like that?
I had an MRI, well, several years ago for my knees, but I had made another appointment to see my doctor next month. And I was asking her about it last time I saw her for other health issues. And
well, you probably need to get that checked out, because the earlier you can start treatment, the less that it'll affect your body. Because Robin, she had it taken care of, so now her MS is just I guess localized to her right leg. Left leg. Yes. Now, if she had not gone, it could affect. She could be in a wheelchair.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't want. Because I love my independence getting around.
Yes.
Yes. Lincoln.
Yes.
I'm looking at your guest, and Robin Washington.
Yes.
I know her. Can I say hello to her also?
Just say it. You just did.
Hello, Robin. This is Sister Hamilton for Greater Fellowship. Remember me?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Because I was watching. I said, wait a minute. She looks familiar. I haven't seen her in a long time. How you been?
I've been fine, thank you.
That's good.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Mary, well, thanks for your call, and I'm glad we could reunite you two.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for your call. All right. Now, once again, the program Saturday the 16th. That's when is that? That's this coming Saturday.
It is.
This coming Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the College Hill Recreation Center, and
No, 10 a.m. to 1:30
Yeah.
p.m.
Okay, they got on here 10:30, but you
Okay.
say it's 10?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay. On the press release, they've got 10:30. So if people get there late, then you might know why.
Please come at 10.
Yes.
10 o'clock.
10 to 1:30.
Pre-register. That way we'll have a box lunch for you.
Okay,
So-
yeah, get there and register, get your box lunch. A couple other things. Now, does MS affect a certain age? Are there kids with MS or, you know?
Well, from what I've read, MS targets people between the ages of the primary target that we see, 20 to 40 years old. So I'm not saying that there aren't young people with MS or even older people older than 40 with MS, but the target group has been between the ages of 20 and 40 years old.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and take some more phone calls. We'll go to Anthony when we return. Lincoln Ware Live, talking about African Americans and MS. Don't forget, coming up on the second half of the show, Gene Galvin, Mean Gene Galvin, to talk politics in a moment. We'll be right back.
You watch the forward, Dave gets it.
Please?
That's got to be one of the craziest shows on TV, Friday Night Food. Unbelievable. It's live right here on It's 38. And then on Saturday night at midnight, the Psy Zone with Bill Boshears. If you believe in conspiracies, you've got to watch that show. In the studio with me, Robin Washington, Emily Eskridge, and we're talking about African Americans and MS. We got a few more minutes left with them before we go to Gene Galvin. Anthony, you have a question. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Link. How you doing?
Pretty good. What's up?
Hey, man. Good morning, Robin and Emily.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Robin, my uncle, he had multiple sclerosis, and this was back in the, I guess, 90s. Mm-hmm. They did a lot of experimental surgeries on his back and stuff. You know what I mean? And he died from all these experimental surgeries. My question is this: your symptoms, are they paralyzing symptoms where you cannot move, or real sharp pains or anything like that?
Well, as far as my symptoms, I usually just have the numbness in my left leg where it's difficult for me to walk, and I have to walk with a cane because I can barely lift my left leg. But as far as anything else, I've been very blessed to where I don't have a lot of the symptoms that a lot of MS patients have.
The reason why I ask that, because sometimes my right side, from time to time, I have bad back pains where my right side, I cannot move my right side, my hip area, my legs, anything. I can't even move. Mm-hmm. And so I was wondering if that was part of the symptoms.
Well, I would suggest, not being a doctor, I would suggest you going to your primary care physician, telling your doctor and seeing if he or she might want you to have an MRI. Because it sounds like it's something that could possibly be a symptom of multiple sclerosis.
And the key is early detection.
Exactly.
Early detection. Get to your doctor, tell him what you think it might be.
Yeah, because I go to the doctor when I get it like that, and they just tell me I'm having muscle spasms.
Yeah, tell him you want to be tested for MS.
Okay.
Yes, you have got to be proactive about this thing.
Yeah, you got to be. You just can't rely on your doctor.
Exactly.
And you have to second guess them, question them. Omar.
Yeah, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Okay, I have a nephew. He's in his late 20s, and he's had MS for about 5 or 6 years, and he's in the late stage now where he's stretched out like a board, and he can't move none of his appendages or anything. Is that the end stage of it when it takes your breathing away and stuff? It's difficult for him to even move. He has to be carried everywhere.
Well,
in the beginning, he didn't like taking his drugs at all. and like the shots, they made him sick and everything. I used to go to Drake Hospital with him, and I don't know.
All right, thanks for your call. It affects every part of your body.
It could, possibly.
At different times.
And as far, I heard him say something about the shot, the medication that he has to take, or that his nephew had to take. I have to take a shot every week. Every week I've got to take this shot. And what's funny about this is when the nurse came to my home to show me how to give myself the shot, I asked her, are you going to come back every week and give me this shot?
Yeah, that's something that I would have a hard time doing.
Oh, I so have a hard time
giving
with
myself
it.
a shot.
And she said, no, I just want to teach you how to do this. I said, well, I can tell you right now, as politely as I could, I said, you can take your medicine and go. Because I wasn't going to give myself the shot.
Right.
So then my husband, Leon, hey, Leon, he said, if anybody is going to shoot my wife, I think it ought to be me. You know? So he learned how to give me the injection. So every Friday night, if you were to come over to our house, you would hear the big stink. I would say, Leon, I'm going to let everybody in the neighborhood know that you do this. And if I should pass out somewhere, they will know to come look for you. So
now, is he gentle when he does it? Does he, I mean, you know, some doctors, they can just like throw that needle in like a dart.
Leon is so loving. He will talk to me and, you know, do the shot, and he'll always say to me, I know you hate this. I know you hate this. Don't tense up. Don't do. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
All right, we've got time for one more phone call before we have to take a break. Donna, good morning. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. I'd like to say good morning to your guests. But I also want to know what is
what is MS, multiple sclerosis? Just say MS. Yeah.
I'm numb on one side of my body. The whole right side of my body, I'm numb. And I'm just wondering if it could be,
well, what does your doctor say?
I went to a doctor, and I live in College Hill. I went over to San Francisco, and they sent me to this doctor in the area. He said stroke. He didn't say stroke, but he said, he showed me a stroke chart, you know, and then, you know, Social Security just decided not to pay for it. And I'm like, oh my God, you know.
Well, did he give you a brain scan to see if
you
had a stroke?
Yeah, he gave me an MRI and everything, but when I came back for the results, he gave me a chart of a stroke, but he said it really wasn't a stroke, you know. And
your body, you still numb?
Yes, on one side, the right side of my body.
Wow.
My hands, my foot, you know, my face.
Yeah, it could be. It sounds more like a stroke if it's your face too.
Yeah,
it sounds like a stroke, but you know, I'm not a doctor. Sometimes I play one on TV, but I would try to go to another doctor, maybe get a second opinion.
Right. You know, I'm really upset about this.
Yeah, I would be too. You know, you're numb, half your body's numb, and nobody seems to be able to help you with it.
And I went to this Dr. Green, you know, and I guess you would say Cheviot or something like that. He was affiliated with the hospital out there.
All right. Well, Donna, like I said, get you a second opinion, and don't take no for an answer until you get an answer.
Right.
All right?
But it don't sound like MS?
Not to me, because your face is involved. I don't know if MS affects your face.
It's numb.
It probably could.
Like, okay, I feel like I went to a dentist.
Yeah.
And
you
the
got
dentist
some
gave me Novocaine.
Yeah. That sounds like a stroke, but like I say, you know, you're going to have to go to the doctor, get a second opinion. Thanks for your call, Donna.
Thank you.
Wish I could treat you right here on the air, but unfortunately, they revoked my medical license. I want to thank you, Robin and Emily, for joining me this morning. And I think Donna needs to go to the African Americans and MS on Saturday.
She's right there in College Hill.
Right there.
But what she also needs to do, more importantly, is be proactive. She needs to get up and go to the doctor and talk to somebody about this.
And she could even talk to Dr. Reed when she's up there and tell him the symptoms, and maybe he could write down something to take to her doctor to tell him to look for.
That's true.
Okay. Well, that's this coming Saturday morning, 10 until 1:30, College Hill Recreation Center.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having us.
All righty. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk to Mean Gene Galvin, talk a little bit of politics. Obama, he is kicking some royal butt. You better believe it. We'll talk about that when we return right here on Lincoln Ware Live. Back in a moment. And we're back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program. As promised, Mean Gene Galvin, political analyst, and I don't know if anybody knows as much about politics in this town as Gene Galvin.
I don't know, Lincoln. I don't know. I'm still learning.
And you're teaching over at Xavier University?
Adjunct professor, teaching a couple sections of a course called Political Structure and Public Relations, and I'm happy you're going to be the guest for my students a couple times here in the next week or so.
Yeah,
so,
looking forward to doing that.
Yeah.
Now, what about this political climate in America now? Has it ever been this exciting before?
You know, I don't think it has. And I'll tell you something. It's very exciting. Now, I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. So anybody listening to me has to know coming in that I have a bias, admittedly. On the Democrat side, it is extremely exciting, and the future looks great. On the Republican side, for those watching, it's extremely exciting. But it's got some real problems. Some real problems on your Republican side. And the reason is this. On the one hand, you've got John McCain, who has pretty good reach into the independent sector of voters, but he's having real trouble to this day with his base. He's having major trouble with his base. So Democrats are optimistic because all the polls say, and all of the behaviors say, measured by huge numbers of Democrats voting in all of these primaries and caucuses around the country. Great energy, very high numbers, it's very measurable. For example, when you look at how many people are showing up to vote in Democrat primaries across the country compared to Republicans, 2 to 1.
It's just...
So there's great energy. Now, I saw a poll this morning that says that Democrats, when you poll that group, are very comfortable with either option, Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama. On the Republican side, and that would suggest that we don't have a problem with our base showing up. In other words, when it's resolved, I believe it's now going to be Barack Obama, the person that I favor. I do. Because I think the trend, it's called trending in politics. The trend for him is so strong. Yesterday, he picked up 4 more entities, 3 states and a territory. The trend line for him is really strong. And there's great energy, there's great acceptance of either candidate. So if Barack Obama wins, the people who supported Hillary Clinton, I believe, will easily go with Barack. And if it goes the other way, if it's fair and square, if African Americans who strongly support Barack feel that the process was fair, and if Hillary Clinton won it, I believe they would say, we're fine with her.
Well, tell me this. What about these super delegates?
Well,
what if Obama comes in and he's just a few votes ahead of Hillary? Is it a few delegates ahead of Hillary? Is it possible that these super delegates, whoever they are, could come in and change the whole thing?
Well, yes, they could. And let's say who they are. I can tell you who they are. They are the congressional delegation across America. They are the party bigwigs. They're the national Democratic, the DNC, Democratic National Committee. They're the state party chairs, Chris Redfern in Ohio, etc. And there are a bunch of them, hundreds of them, hundreds. I wish I had looked up the exact number, but there are hundreds of them. A number of them are committed to Hillary Clinton, and a number of them are committed to Barack Obama, and a number still haven't decided yet. Those superdelegates can do what they want to do when the convention comes. I believe that they will go the way the winds of the voters went.
And they would need to do that because they could turn the Democratic Party off if they went against what the voters said.
They could really anger people if they walked in, and Barack Obama had won fair and square many, many states, got a higher popular vote, and then these superdelegates come in and say, well, we like Bill Clinton and we owe him something, we're going with Hillary. That's not going to happen because those superdelegates react to the same pressures of politics as anybody else. I do not believe that's going to happen. Also, Democrats are smart enough to know who we are, who our people are. And they are everything from unionists to progressives to African Americans to Latino Hispanics to gay, lesbian, transgenders, to students. That's who we are. We're not going to go in there and say, well, we used to like Bill Clinton, which we do. He's a very highly revered person. But we're not going to go in there and say, well, for old allegiances, we're now going to anger a strong base we have, namely African Americans. We're not going to do that. If Barack Obama, if the winds are blowing his way when the time comes, I believe people, and this is what I think is going to happen, they will fall in line and be with him. And Hillary Clinton will, let me tell you, this will be, I'm convinced, a unified convention.
Now, the polls say that Hillary can't beat John McCain, but Barack Obama can. So what if Hillary gets all the, beats him in the delegates? Will the Democratic Party say, okay, wait a minute, we don't need 4 more years of the Republicans in the White House. What can we do,
Should we go with Barack because she looks like a loser? Here's what I think, and again, who knows if I got this right.
And by the way, the phone number, 651-3838, all the 381-3838s are full, 651-3838 if you want to jump on board. There's more lines still available. Okay, go ahead.
I believe Hillary Clinton would beat John McCain easily. I believe Barack Obama will beat John McCain more easily. I think that here's the deal. Let's do Hillary first. If Hillary Clinton is a nominee, and she's getting better and better as a candidate, I think, better on the stump. Look, she can't touch Barack Obama. When Barack Obama shows up, it started in Illinois when he announced it goes till last night. He isn't good. He's unbelievable. He is a historic figure. Barack Obama is going to be president. He's going to be the first African-American president, whether it's this year or somewhere down the line. In my view, guaranteed he's going to be an 8-year president. And now, but Hillary Clinton, so she's growing. And we still have Pennsylvania and Texas and Ohio to come, and those are big delegate numbers. And if they favor her, she's still in this race. But when it comes time to vote in the general against John McCain, who is he comes across as an old guy with, by the way, a great military record. He's a hero. He's to be revered for that. He's a centrist. His problems are he has not much of a base. He's a horrible speaker. He's as bad as they get. Barack Obama will whoop his butt
what
from
about
sea
in the
to shining
debates,
sea.
when they debate?
Kill him.
He'll
kill him because Barack Obama is a historically transitional figure. He is special. Is a mutual friend of ours said on your radio show the other day, Julina Frierson. There's something special about Barack Obama. So Barack Obama, Lincoln, it will be so generational. You'll be having people watching these debates going, oh my God, got this nice old guy up there, and then you got this youthful, rhetorically eloquent, big idea guy who'll crush him. Hillary Clinton would, on the other hand, have women across America saying, oh, come on. And she'll never bring up the women's issue. It's not that she'll campaign that way. People like my wife and every woman I know, not every woman I know, but many women.
And you know a lot of women.
We'll walk in there and go, boom, we're gonna have the first woman president. That's what's exciting on the Democrat side. We're either gonna give you the first woman president or the first African-American president, and we love them both.
All right. Every line is busy. That's just how popular you are.
I don't know. I just talk fast,
We've got
Lincoln.
tons of lines, and they're all busy. Gene, Galvin, let's start off with Eric. Eric, how you doing?
All right. How you doing, Lincoln?
You got to make your question quick and to the point, and we'll move on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How you doing, Gene?
I'm doing good, Eric. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I just want to know why is it that Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton or McCain hasn't talked about the International Monetary Fund and how the squeeze play that's being done in South America through all the way up through the European Union is causing the problems with the United States economy, and how the United States is trying to get South American countries along with Canada to unite with the United States on a 10-nation confederacy to offset the debt that we're in this country.
Eric, I wish I was more knowledgeable personally about the international fund picture, the monetary picture, and I'm not. I'm just so ignorant about that.
And you haven't heard a whole lot of talk about that
I haven't.
either.
I mean,
I haven't. No one
everybody
has,
talking about China's holding our debt, and India, but I'm just so ignorant, and I mean no disrespect.
And I doubt
can't
whether
help.
it will even come up in the campaign.
I don't know.
It won't come up.
I don't know.
I can tell you that right now, Eric. Anthony, how you doing?
All right.
Go ahead. What's your question?
First of all, I wanted to say hello to you and Mr. Mean, and
hey, Mr.
Mean.
And I think that right now it looks good for Barack Obama, but around election time, we all should know and agree that it's not going to happen for a woman or an African American.
Oh boy.
Well, let's talk about that, because I would worry, Anthony and Lincoln. I have worried years past. I mean, as recently as 2000, where I think the election got taken away. Stolen, maybe that's too harsh. I don't know. Well, the Supreme Court came in and made the ruling, and it was a Republican Supreme Court. I share that worry that you really have to keep your eye over your shoulder. But this is, now, and Anthony, you may not agree with this because I'm such a partisan Democrat. My Democratic Party will not play the games against Barack Obama. And I understand, African American, the question is, white people have the numbers. It's not going to happen within my Democratic Party. It goes back to your original question. What about these superdelegates? Are they going to steal it away from a black man? They better the hell not. Or they'll have Democrats like me, white and black.
They will.
Won't happen. Now, that's just my confidence. Maybe I'm wrong. Won't
Let's take
happen.
a quick break, and we'll come right back and take more calls. Jene Galvin, my guest. We're talking politics this morning on Lincoln Ware Live. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back right after these important messages. And we're back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program. Back with my good friend Jene Galvin. We used to work together at the Buzz.
You're my boss.
At the Buzz.
The Buzz. That was great fun.
And we had a great time there. And I know you're a big Ray Charles fan. That was your thing.
Ray Charles fan. That's right.
All right.
What'd I say?
Let's see what Toby's talking about. Toby, good morning. How you doing?
Hi, Lincoln. Hi, Jene.
Hey, Toby.
I was wondering. I just moved here from San Francisco, and I was wondering if there was any gay homosexual groups here in Cincinnati for the Democratic Party, because I find there's not enough support from the gays here. And in San Francisco, Jene, there was a lot of support there. And I was just wondering also if you would come out of the closet too, Jene, maybe even Lincoln. Especially you, Jene, because, I know that you want to come out and help our people. And Barack Obama's so sexy.
Okay.
Hey, Toby.
That
Toby.
sounds like one of your friends there,
Yeah,
Toby.
it's probably. If somebody, gay lesbians called Tim Burke, who's head of the Democratic Party, and this is a serious answer, I do believe he could easily hook people up who want to gather as a constituency of the Democratic Party, because the gay, lesbian, transgender community around the country is a strong element of, it's welcomed by the Democratic Party. And the Republicans have log cabin Republicans, I believe they're called. So it's not like they, they have their structure too. But Tim Burke, I'm sure, as the head of the Democratic Party, would help people network. So I take the question seriously, and but I'm a straight guy.
I don't know. And Toby, I don't know what was on Toby's mind.
Doesn't matter.
Evelyn, how you doing?
Good morning, Lincoln, and good morning to your guest.
Hey, Evelyn.
Yes, I'd like to mention, Meet the Press mentioned that Bill Clinton was one of the super delegates. Should this be allowed, that he has a personal interest in the candidates?
That's a good point.
That's a fair point, I'm sure, as a former president. Oh, my gosh, he's bound to be, because the governors are superdelegates, as I've mentioned, the members of the DNC. He's probably a member of the DNC. Well, here's my answer to that. Bill Clinton, yes, should they should not take away his credential because his wife is a candidate any more than when he walks into the polling place that they would say, sorry, you can't vote because we know you're going to vote for Hillary. It's just what the rules are. And if Barack Obama, who I support, if his wife is a superdelegate, I don't know whether she is or she isn't, same rules apply to her.
All right, let's go to Belinda. Belinda.
Good morning and praise God to you both.
Hey, Belinda.
I just have a comment for the man earlier who said that Barack would not win. And my comment to him is that we need to realize that the minority is the majority. We just need to get out there and vote.
In fact, the majority in a few years, probably 10 to 20, I used to follow these trends, statistical trends, and I haven't lately. If you take the Latino Hispanic community, the African American community, block of voters, put them together, very shortly America will be a country majority of color. So that potential coalition of political power soon will rule the country. That means nothing to me. I don't care. I'm a Caucasian guy. It doesn't matter to me. It's been the other way up until now. If it switches over to that, so be it. It's just the way the world changes.
All right, Belinda.
Thank you.
Thanks for your call. Let's go to Stephanie. Stephanie, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you guys today?
Pretty good.
Stephanie.
Good morning. I was wondering, I'm on Social Security and SSI, and I was wondering, who do you think in the Democrats would help people that are living below poverty and would give us some help? Because we need help, not just all these other countries. Us people that live here in the United States need help also.
Well, I think both candidates on the Democratic side will, you know, sort of look after the poor, the people on Social Security, and maybe they'll try to fix Social Security, which no one's been able to do, and it's going to be in big trouble a few years down the road.
I agree with that. I think it's one of those issues where there's such a shade of difference. There's hardly a shade of difference between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, and that's why I say Democrats are delighted with the possibilities. Either one. All right, I've said I favor Barack Obama. That's who I'll vote for when my primary rolls up. But if it's Hillary Clinton, I'm good to go. I've got energy. And on that question, if Social Security under either one is going to get a fair shake, either one will really pay attention to the needs of people who don't have a lot of money, whether they're senior citizens, poor people, working poor, etc.
All right, Aaron.
Hey, Lincoln.
How you doing?
How you guys doing?
Okay.
Hey, Aaron.
All right. I just wanted to say, you know, there is somebody talking about the monetary system that we have. You know, Ron Paul talks about the Federal Reserve being corrupt and basically printing too much money out of thin air. And I really think people will wish for a Ron Paul. You know, he doesn't have a chance now, but I think they'll wish for him, you know, once we find out what's in store for us down the road, because he's the only one that can handle this economic system. I mean, nobody's talking about how to restore the value to the dollar.
Well, was he in
no
favor?
Democrat, no Republican.
Aaron, was he in favor of the flat tax, or what type of tax system did Ron Paul like?
No tax.
No
the
tax.
IRS gone. Everything's
see,
gone. You need
Aaron,
to tax your people as little as possible to help stimulate the economy, and you need to restore some intrinsic value to our currency.
Aaron, here's what I think.
Thanks, Aaron.
Is the problem with a Ron Paul candidacy. He is libertarian. He used to be a libertarian and then adopted the Republican Party. Libertarians are when you take a position, this laissez-faire position that you need hardly any government, you need, you know, roads and a military. I'm a person, and I think I'm kind of normal about this. I get up in the morning, and if you help me to think about it, I might not even think about it. I want to make sure that that steak I had last night had some protection.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what the Food and Drug Administration does. I want to
Right now they're underfunded, and they're letting a whole lot of stuff slip through.
I could name you 500 issues where viewers, I think, would go, yeah, I never thought about that. I want to make sure when I drive across the Brent Spence Bridge today that somebody's paying attention to it. When you get the libertarian folks out there, if they got in control, there's a whole long list of things they would say, and we don't need to worry about that. Local government can check that out. Then you get down to local government. You could have a poor community, a lot of African-American people living in a neighborhood, and the government says, and we're not, federal government says, we're not worried about it. Their bridges will be fine.
Yeah.
So you go and you find in certain neighborhoods, all the bridges that are about ready to fall down are in Latino, African-American, gay, lesbians, or whatever, communities that end up being neglected. Sorry, but we have to have functions of a federal government to stay safe. That's my view. That's why Ron Paul gets no traction.
Yeah.
Just too much out on the fringe.
Boy, I tell you, we just didn't have enough time for you today, Gene Galvin. So many calls left over. Well, you have to do it again.
All right,
really
Lincoln.
appreciate it.
It's always fun. Always
Gene
good seeing
Galvin,
you.
and I think they put your, had a website or email address. I think
Probably
they put it up
an
there.
email address up there.
All righty, and if you want to email Gene Galvin, feel free to do so. We'll take a quick break, and we're coming back and taste some chocolates. Yes, we've got the Beavers here, and we're going to taste some chocolates for Valentine's Day and wrap things up on Lincoln Ware Live on this Sunday morning. Good luck with the Xavier game. I know you headed out to see Xavier.
Beat St. Joe's.
All right, we'll have to wait to see. You see one last night in overtime.
Big game, man. Big OT game.
We'll take a break and come right back. Lincoln Ware Live back in a moment. And we're back live. Lincoln Ware Live is the program. As promised, you know, Valentine's Day coming up this Thursday, and a lot of candy will be given out on Valentine's Day. And I got my producer, Mary Beavers, here, and her husband, and we're going to taste some chocolates. This is organic chocolate. I've never tasted organic chocolate before, but today will be my first time. Okay, Mary, what are we going to try first?
I don't know. I think we should start with the lighter and go from lighter to darker.
Okay, grab some white chocolate. There's some cherry over there. White chocolate, organic, not bad. This is called green and black organic white chocolate.
That tastes good.
It's not bad. So where can you buy this chocolate, you know?
You know what?
I think it's at probably Walgreens, Kroger, Biggs, places like that.
I know that it's expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, well,
anything organic is expensive. Anything organic is expensive. That's for sure. You go to the grocery store, you buy organic vegetables, they cost more than the regular vegetable. All right, what are we trying there?
Here's some milk chocolate. Right?
Milk chocolate. Let me try the milk chocolate. Okay. All right. Not bad, not bad. Okay, how about some cherry? It's all about the cherry.
Yeah.
All about the
Rodney
cherry.
wanted to try this.
Yeah.
I gotta go, baby.
Try that.
We'll try that.
I don't like cherry. I'm not gonna try that.
It's got cherry bits in it too.
I like the cherry. I like the cherry.
Chuck, here comes Chuck.
Chuck
Chuck says, give me the candy.
Staff. Here comes the staff.
Here
We
they
got the cameraman over here.
Do you like coffee?
Hey, look, you didn't set the camera up good enough to see yourself on it. There you go. Okay. All right.
This is coffee.
Give me some coffee.
You like coffee, Lincoln. You like this one.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a coffee drinker.
I love coffee.
I don't try the coffee.
And then this is the dark. This is the dark. 85%. 85%.
I'm gonna have to take some of this home to Sharon and let her taste some of this chocolate. Or maybe I'll just melt it all down and pour it on her. And just, organic.
That's right.
There we go.
But you know what? It's not just about the chocolate. If I can just, remind you, all you gentlemen out there, what did Marilyn once say? Pear-shaped or rock-cut, these rocks don't lose their shape because diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh, boy. All right.
Remember them diamonds, guys, because we love them.
Well, thank you, Mary. And the espresso was good. The dark, 85% chocolate.
Needs more flavor to it.
The cherry. Yeah, you said it needs a little more flavor. Yeah.
85%.
The dark chocolate. Okay. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, organic chocolate, I guess they're a little better for you than regular chocolate. I'm not sure.
No calories.
But no calories.
No calories.
Well, that I love.
No
there you
calories.
go.
I'm good to go.
No calories. And I'm working out trying to get rid of this midsection here, so that's great. Great, no calories. So ladies and fellas, if you don't want to eat a lot of calories but you like chocolate, organic, green and black organic chocolates just for you for Valentine's Day. All right, don't forget, coming up at noon today, Color of Change. That's at noon today right here on It's 38. And if you want to see a rebroadcast of this show, tonight, 8 o'clock on Channel 25, WOTH. That's at 8 o'clock. And then following the rebroadcast of this show, Canadian Rockies Banff Celebrity Sports Invitational. That's tonight at 9, following the rebroadcast of this show. Or you can tell your friends to watch this show. Just log on to WBQC.com. And we've got all the previous shows online. You can download and look at it right there on your computer. That's WBQC.com. Log on to that and look at all the previous shows. Don't forget, you can check me out on 1230 The Buzz, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. The phone number is 749-1230. Or if you just want to talk to me off air, my phone number is 513-679-6028. So make sure you tune in to the Lincoln Ware Show on 1230 The Buzz. And
Hey,
I tell you what, let's eat some more chocolate.
Valentine's
Same
Day,
to you.
sweetheart.
Same to you. All righty. Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
And we got about another minute to wrap up, so we can eat some more chocolates right here on the air.
Woo. Here comes Chuck. Here comes Chuck.
I want to thank Gene Galvin. I want to thank Gene Galvin for joining me and talking politics, and that was great talking politics.
Oh yeah,
and
espresso. Here's the
I tell you,
we all gonna be up all night long.
you better believe it. Make sure you tune in every Sunday morning right here, 10 o'clock, for Lincoln Ware Live. And tell your friends, call Time Warner. When you send your bill into Time Warner, if you have Time Warner and you want to get us on Time Warner, when you send your bill in, put a little note in there, say, carry Channel 38, WBQC. Put a little note in there to Time Warner and tell them that they're missing the boat. You're not getting your money's worth with Time Warner if they're not carrying Channel 38. Please do that for me. I don't ask for many favors, but that's one I'm going to call in on you. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for Lincoln Ware Live. We'll see you next Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. I'm going to go back to eating some of these great chocolates here. Oh, boy, they're good. Oh, yeah. I like that one. Some of that.